Okay, welcome back. I don't know actually where we are. We are somewhere in the Pacific. Actually, let's check the map here. There you go. This is where we are. Zoom out. Somewhere middle of the Pacific. I don't even know what this island's called. We are at the airport of Christmas Island. Okay. We are at Cassidy International Airport. As you can see, is an amazingly big airport. We're going to work today on takeoff and landing, mostly on landing, because the takeoff is kind of straightforward. We're still on the 172 because it's a very simple airplane, and we're going to review the wind. As we can see on the windsocks is calm, and yeah, that's it. I have just my altimeter, like my instrument. I was not getting quite. I'm not really getting quite like clear. I don't know how long it's going to take. We're going to take off. No wind, no correction. Straight ahead on the runway. Just to let you know, the rudder on Flight Simulator is, anyway, for me, is just terrible. I just cannot get the same feeling I have in a real airplane. It's very hard for me to maintain center line because I just barely touch my rudder. The plane goes left or right. I did try to change the setting. I'm sure I done something wrong about that, but whenever the way it is, if you see the plane going left or right, that is will be why. Takeoff. Most aircraft we take off with one flaps. So right there, we can have one flap. We should see it outside here. And otherwise, some airplanes do not require the flaps. Oh. The idea is to take off. I'm look at the POH of the aircraft. Every aircraft has its own limitation and is already done on the POH or the AFM. And the speed for this airplane for takeoff is 65 to 75. It seems to be a lot. This airplane is going to be airborne like right after around 40 knots, I'm sure. Because when we take off, a normal takeoff, so we have the rotation speed, but we have also the climb speed after. So the normal rotation speed, we'll see what speed you want to take off. It's not that much a big deal, but the VY is more a target speed. So we're going to take off, we're going to flare for a rotation, and it's going to be, where is it? We don't want to be too low, but it's probably going to be around 40 knots, I'm guessing, 45 knot max. The plane is going to want to climb, is going to want to fly, so there's no reason not to let them fly. Take off, and we're going to speed up to 67. We're going to climb at 67, and we're going to maintain this climb to 400 feet. 400 feet. We're going to do a left-hand turn for a circuit. We're going to be on a crosswind, and we're going to climb 1,000 feet. So here is easy, even though the altimeter is not showing, but we are sea level, we're on the Pacific, so it's going to make that easy. We want 1,000 feet high for the circuit. As a standard, always 1,000 feet above the field elevation. And we're going to fly downwind. Before leveling off, we're going to get the flaps up. Again, it's kind of my first takeoff of this plane. And see how it's going to go. But something like that. We're going to be a downwind. Mid-downwind, we're going to start to think to get ready for landing. So we're going to slow down and make sure the airspeed, we get the airspeed for the first flaps. So before turning base, we're going to get the first flaps, slow down, and when we turn base, we're going to add another flaps. We have like 4 flaps on this one, technically 3 flaps. So 1 on downwind, 1 on base, and 1 on final. As simple. Anyway, I'm going to get airborne. Let's see how it's going to go. Yep. Before takeoff, we check the trim. Put on the takeoff. There you go. And we're good to go. I'm going to release a parking brake. Max power. Check the RPM. We're on the green. Check oil pressure quickly. Oil temp. There it goes. 55. Oh, maybe you're alright. 55, 60. Okay, let's get airborne. I should trim a little bit more trim for the climb. And we're going to climb at 67 here. Up, pitch up. There's 65 about. Okay, work better than I guess the people who build the plane, they know what to talk about. So I'm trimming the plane, try to get a good trim for the climb, and here I'm getting a 400 feet. 400 feet is pretty much where you can start doing a turn. So I'm going to do my turn, and I'm going to push a little bit forward, let the plane speed up. Here I'm going, right now I'm on a crosswind leg on the circuit. I'm getting a good climb, 80 knots. I can get the flaps up. I'm going to flaps up. Plane's nose is going to drop a little bit. It's not a big deal. Let them just control it a little bit. And we're going to climb to about 1,000 feet. So the idea is we don't want to be too far from the field. Just in case we lost the engine, we want to be able to glide back to the airport. So I think I'm already a little bit too far here. There you go. Climbing 1,000 feet, I'm going to level off. Yeah, we're coming up at mid downwind. So we're going to slow down. Not really sure power setting. I'm going to try with 2000 RPM or 21 maybe and see how that goes. The idea is every aircraft you're flying is get some kind of speed you want to get, target speed or power I mean, and this power will help you to get on the ground. The idea is not to touch the power lever as less as possible. Not touching the power lever as less as possible, and let the plane doing managing the drag with that. So here try to maintain my altitude. I'm going to turn base, should be good enough. So now I'm going to turn base and I want to start my descent. So I can add a little bit more power off. That is going to help because the plane is trimmed to maintain flight level. So put the power off. I don't want my speed to bleed up. I get another flaps. So up, another flaps here. I'll just show you. There you go. And I have another flaps again. Keep the descent. See, I'm a little bit fast. And I forgot my target speed for landing. Landing is between, so landing is between 55 and 65. Here I'm turning final. I'm going to remove power again. I'm way too low here. No, definitively way too low. But I'm a little bit fast, so it's not a big deal. Overshoot a runway. And here I'm adding the last flaps. So here, there you go. I have my last flaps set up. My speed is bleeding. I'm already a little bit too slow. I want, but I think 55 and 65 for now seems a little bit too fast for this type of plane. I will set up for 55. What do I got here? I had about 23 RPM. Up, I'm going to remove power. I'm going a bit too fast. See, we're getting back about 2100 RPM here. So it was not too bad. So we let the plane go down, and now the more important part is the flaring. So we don't, if continue like that, we're going to crash. So we need to push back, but we don't want to push back too much, otherwise we're going back up in here. So we want to manage our descent, cutting the power, and let the plane to settle down, but we want to land on the main gear. And you see, I keep pushing back on my control, pushing my nose up, but my nose is going up, but the plane is not, or as like we call it gracie landing. I didn't even feel anything. That is beautiful gracie landing. So here I'm getting my flaps one up, and I'm adding power. You will see, we always try to land in the center line as much as you can. So up, getting back airborne. And we're going to try another one. So we want 67 knots on the climb. Weight to 400 feet. I don't know why it doesn't, this two instrument doesn't clear up here. 400 feet is the standard. Doesn't matter if we're flying a Boeing or if we're flying a small Cessna. I never saw anywhere people turning before 400 feet, except if you're flying on floats or if you're in the middle of nowhere. So now I'm going to try to speed up a little bit, keep climbing. I'll speed up, keep climbing, and I'm going to get the flaps up. Here you go, the flaps up help me to speed up. I'm going to turn on base, on downwind. So I'm leveling off. I don't need to go too fast on speed. See, my airspeed is climbing. I'm reducing my RPM. I'm going to maybe try 2000 RPM here. See how that goes. I need to trim, maintain my altitude. We're past downwind already. Oh no, it's the wrong runway. It's two runways over there. I'm going to get my first flaps. Maybe slow down a little bit too much here. Try to get 21, 22. So most difficult part on the approach correction. To do a good landing, it goes with a few steps first. The first step is you want your aircraft to be well configured. That means you want a good speed, you want to be set up properly, you don't want to arrive too fast. I'm going to turn final, and I'm going to remove 1000 RPM, and it should help me start the descent. I'm going to add another flaps. So the flaps help me to create more drag, not to slow down on speed, but it also help me to get more drag. Sorry, to have a stall speed lower. So for the approach, the first thing is you want to be set up. You want the plane well trimmed. As you can see here, my hand is always on the trim. It will be in a real plane. It will be like right there, like almost touching it or even on it. So you want always when trimmed, descending. The idea is to get a 3 degree. And if you have a plane is well trimmed, the landing is going to be easy. So usually a Cessna like this one, on landing you want the power off on landing. But if you large aircraft like the King Air I used to fly, or the even the TBM I'm flying on the flight sim, I'm always leaving a little bit of power on landing. So I'm turning final, and I'm going to add my last flaps. Because the landing, just a little bit of power is just enough for the plane. It will still lose speed, lose altitude, but not too much, and it will really help to get a nice and smooth landing. So I turned a bit too soon on my final. Add a bit of speed here. Don't want to get too slow. See, around 20, 21 on with RPM. That seems to be a good setting for this plane. And you see, I barely touch the power lever. And that is great because it's good power management. Means also it's better for the engine. See, the plane is like I'm not touching it. It's flying by itself. Good speed, is well trimmed. Now I'm getting over the runway. I can start to cutting the power off a little bit and let the plane glide, the speed bleed, and I'm pulling the power yoke back. And I kind of like try to prevent the plane to land. And the idea is really important. We want to land on a main gear. See, I'm not even touching it. See how smooth is it? And after you can guide the nose wheel down. So yeah, that's it for the WinCom landing. I'm going to get reset, and it's probably going to be part of an older video. And I'm going to put some crosswind on this runway. And we're going to work out how to do crosswind landing.